Let me ask you a question. Did you just receive a scary doctor's report? Maybe you just got blood work done and you were told that your A1C levels are elevated, indicating that you're borderline diabetic. Or perhaps you've already crossed that line and were informed that you're going to be insulin dependent. If that's the case, I'm gonna show you how to lower your A1C levels to the point where your doctor will either take you off of the meds or you'll never have to get on them in the first place. Before I reveal the solution, it's crucial to understand where the challenge originates. Type 2 diabetes primarily results from a mix of pre-genetic dispositions and lifestyle factors. Here are some of the key reasons. Number one, insulin resistance. Cells become less responsive to insulin, causing elevated blood sugar levels. Number two, genetic and family history significantly influences the risk. Number three, obesity and a sedentary lifestyle. Excess weight and lack of physical activity increase the risk. Number four, poor diet and a diet that is refined in carbs, sugars, unhealthy fats contribute to insulin resistance. Number five, age. Age is a risk after possibly the age of 45, partially due to reduced activity and muscle loss. Number six, ethnicity. Certain groups are at higher risk, including Afro-Americans, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Number seven, gestational diabetes. Previous gestational diabetes raises the risk. Let me tell you a quick story. A couple of years ago, I went in for regular blood work, and a week later, I received a phone call from a nurse telling me that my A1C levels were elevated. This had been a particularly busy time of the year for me, and I wasn't necessarily watching my carbohydrate intake. I was eating a lot of carbs. The nurse got on the phone and she delivered the news as if she were just talking about something very normal. And without skipping a beat, simply said, I was most likely going to have to go on insulin. She told me to schedule another appointment with the doctor, and that was that. There was absolutely no mention of lifestyle modifications, but she was ready to put me on the meds. Not only did that scare me, but it also put a fire in my belly to get my act together. The good news is I didn't have to go on insulin, and my insulin levels were back to normal within 6 weeks. Let me show you exactly how I did this. Number one, I eliminated high insulin yielding foods from my diet. In other words, all the white rice, potatoes, breads, pastas, anything that spiked a significant amount of insulin, I took out of my diet. Number two, I resolved to walk a 5K 5 days a week, staying at a very low heart rate because what I was looking to do was really tap into glycogen stores versus elevating my heart rate. Number three, I incorporated lean proteins and green leafy vegetables, and I added healthy fats for energy. Number four, I made sure that I prioritized 7 to 8 hours of sleep. In other words, I wasn't messing around. By 8:30 at night, I was in bed, and I usually get up around 4 to 5, so I was getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night. Number five, I increased my water intake. I weigh about 165 pounds, so I made it a point to drink 165 ounces of water a day. I did that progressively. I started with 100 ounces, and then I made my way up to 165 ounces a day, and that not only hydrated me, but it helped me. It really helped. I felt very different after being super hydrated throughout the day. I did this consistently for 6 weeks, and sure enough, my A1C levels had normalized, my inflammation markers significantly decreased, and all of the other levels were optimal. Let me tell you this, if the average American did these 5 steps that I mentioned above, the healthcare system would go broke, and you would live a healthier and more fulfilling life. If you're interested in someone guiding you through this step-by-step process in a very systematic way, then go to emptyyourbucketplan.com and schedule a free consultation, no strings attached. I know how scary it can be because as I mentioned in my story, I was scared out of my mind. Here I am, a fitness guy, owning gyms and having online nutrition programs, and all of a sudden this lady calls me and tells me my A1C levels are elevated, and I'm thinking to myself, how is that even possible? And so I know that if I was scared out of my mind, and if you've received news like this, I know right now you're concerned, but I'm also here to tell you that there's hope. There's hope on the other side. There are systematic steps that you can put in place, and it takes a very short period of time to bring those levels into remission, and for you to get healthy, strong, and for you to continue to live a strong, prosperous life as you age. My name is JT Tapias with the Empty Your Bucket Nutrition Plan. I hope you enjoyed this video. More importantly, I hope to hear from you. If we're not friends yet and you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so that you can continue to get information, tricks and hacks on how to get in the absolute best shape of your life. I'll talk to you guys soon. Ciao, ciao.